Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's always a pleasure to have you here. I got a cough today, so I will be drinking water to help me keep me from coughing. But anyway, I wanted to share this video with you because it's really something that I feel is important. It's about toxic people in close proximity to you, maybe friends, maybe relatives, maybe even a spouse. But these are traits that you need to watch out for. And this is important because on our self-care journey, we really need to watch our surroundings, watch who's around us and what. I always say, casting your pearls before swine. You're sharing intimate details about yourself. You're sharing, um, you know, things about yourself that could be very damaging. It can even be dangerous if you're going on trips with a person and this person don't mean you well. All of us seeing the video, excuse me, all of us seeing the video with the young lady who went out of town and someone called her friends, beat her up and killed her, took her life. I don't care what this young lady did. There's no excuse for that. No matter what the situation was, beating someone to death is a real problem. And these are things you need to watch out for when you're dealing with people. Growing up, I was very naive because I had a tight-knit circle. And so I was very trusting and naive. But as I got older, I realized that, you can't be so trusting and can't be so naive dealing with people because it really can damage you for the long haul. I've seen all types of things happen to people who were trusting the wrong person. So we just got to be careful of that. And on our self-care journey, we have to really start to clean things out of our diet. And our diet does not depend on food. It's what we watch, who we're around. We just really got to watch those things. So without further ado, we'll get into, I wrote some things down, some behaviors, and also I wrote the why behind it, why this person may be reflecting this behavior. Now, all of us may have done this before, or we may have experienced someone that we love doing this to us, but if it's a excuse me, if it's a repetitive thing, if it happens all the time, if a person is constantly doing these things, then it can send up a red flag and say that, wait a minute, this person may not mean me any good. Maybe I should back away. Okay, so the first one is if you have that friend that compare you to themselves or to someone else. So what this looks like is, let's say if you bought a house and this person say, "Oh, your house it's nice, but did you see Orlando's house? His house, he got 5 bedrooms." Excuse me, he got 5 bedrooms. He got a theater, and they just go on and on about this other person's accomplishments. Okay, and so they do this type of thing to make you feel less, to make you feel little, like you're not accomplishing much, or just to kind of make you feel, bring you down off your pedestal, so they say. So those are things to watch out for. The next one is minimizing your accomplishments, either directly or indirectly. So this is similar to what I was saying before, the comparison. So let's say if you got your master's or your doctorates and you were all excited about this, and they were like, "Oh, well, yeah, it's easy to get a doctorate now. That's it don't take, or doctorate's really in what it was before." So they're minimizing your accomplishments, or you bought a house and they're like, oh, well, I'd rather rent anyway because, when you buy a house, it comes with too many responsibilities and, all you have to do, you rent, it's the same thing. You don't have to cut the grass and this and that, So things like that. If a person is just constantly minimizing your accomplishments, chances are they're doing that to make themselves feel better. So it's almost like the idea of the fox and the grapes. If I can't obtain it, then I'm gonna tell you, I don't want it anyway. And so that is what's behind that type of behavior. A person who highlights your failures. So this can be something as big as, let's say, if you're in front of a large group of people and they're always bringing up some type of negative behavior. Excuse me. We're going to go get through this video. So they're always bringing up some type of negative or embarrassing situation. Oh yeah, I remember when you got drunk and you fell down the stairs and, or you did this, something that makes you look bad or makes your character look bad. It can be something like that, or something even as minor as posting you in a bad light on the internet, putting up bad pictures of you doing behaviors, or you putting up pictures of you looking really unflattering. And they do this type of thing they want others to think bad about you. So when you have a person that's constantly highlighting your failures, constantly trying to make you look back, and I've seen people do this. They'll put up pictures where their friends or teachers and they're out smoking hookahs, or they'll put up pictures with you, in a tight outfit, and just anything to make you look bad. So you got to watch out for people like this because, a lot of times they're, they want people to think bad about you. Maybe they think bad about themselves, or they may think that people think too highly of you. Bottom line is, your accomplishments should be that person's accomplishments. When you are a true friend, and whatever a person accomplishes, that's like an accomplishment for you. When a person is going through bad things, or bad things is happening to you, that should feel bad for you as well. So, or bad for the person who's close to you. Okay. Next one is one-sided relationships. So what this can look like is, let's say if, you're always there for a person's party. Now, I know some people are chronically late. I understand that. But if this person is always showing up late, never giving 100%, never giving their time or energy to an event you have, or every time you invite them somewhere, they're kind of lagging around. They're not respecting your time. But when it comes to their event, they're on time. When it comes to someone else's event that they support, they're on time. They're there early. So like I said, we got chronic late people who will be late to their own funeral. I'm not talking about situations like that. I'm talking about situations where you see a person ability to support and to be on time, but when it comes to you, they're very lazy, lackadaisical, and things of that nature. And also, they don't respond to your texts. You text them and you won't hear from them for days, or you'll call them and they don't call you back. They talk hours and hours about their problems and situations, but then when you talk about your situation, it's like they're ready to change the subject. The relationship is just very one-sided. You know how that feels. Like you're giving 110% and this person is not giving nothing. Like every time it's time to be there for you, they're not there. Okay, so this situation is a person basically is just using you. They're just using you for their personal gain. They're using you to achieve something or to make themselves look or feel better. So you just got to be watchful for things like that. All right, the next one is they think you are jealous of them, so they they test your relationship. So, for example, I had a friend that told me that they were buying a house, and they told me these things when before they said that they're not buying a house. This is something off for them, and but all of a sudden they start telling me these things just to see my reaction. And I knew it was that way because I start finding little lies in what they were saying. And I was very confused because I'm like, but I was like, okay, great. But I started to be very confused because I found little lies and little holes in their story. So I always say with this type of thing is, let's say if you want to know what's in a person's heart, ask them what they think is in your heart. And I say that because a lot of times people think you think like them. A lot of times people think you think like them. And that's just the reality of that's how we think. We think people think exactly like us. So when they see you doing behavior, they may be jealous of you, then they're going to automatically assume that you're jealous of them a lot of times. So, okay. So, in that situation, again, you want to examine your relationship, see if this is a fit for you. Because if someone is with you and they're in close proximity with you and they're willing to hurt you or make you feel bad, then you probably don't need that person in your life. Okay, the next one is they're constantly trying to make you jealous by leaving you out. And this tend to happen when a person have a major change in their life. Let's say if they have a major improvement, if they lost a lot of weight, or if they made some kind of great accomplishment, or came into a lot of money, or whatever. So a person may start leaving you out, kind of backing away. You'll see them posting with other people. So this is a form of punishment. They're trying to punish you for whatever it is that you achieved. And the way they do that is just by leaving you out. And trying to, make you feel bad about yourself and feel unwanted and uncared for. You don't need those type of people in your life. Okay, the next one is they always link up with your enemies. Okay, so we're all grown. If somebody don't care for me and my friend or family member, it's cool with them, I don't care. I'm a grown woman. We're all adults. But if you find that every time you every time a person is linking up with people who don't like you, who don't care for you, people who run you down, and they're like best friends, and they're all of a sudden, hanging out with these people all the time, those are things you want to watch out for. Chances are that person wants to hear negative things about you. They want to be with someone who thinks you're not all that great as well. So this is a way to make themselves feel better by hearing negative stuff about you, by being around people that don't think you're the best person or a good person. So the next one is if they believe every move you make is about them. So this is that type of friend that, let's say if you're going through with the spouse, or you're going through a life change, or some type of experience you're going through, and let's say if you start to back away, you start to go in your shell, and they just automatically think it's about them. Oh, they're very self-absorbed. Every time you you go alone somewhere and you're just kind of going through something, if you're a real friend, the first thing to do if you see someone's behavior starting to change and they're kind of backing away, not if their behavior gets negative towards you, like, saying foul stuff to you, but if somebody kind of back away and starting to go in their shell, if you're a real friend, you'll check on that person. You'll say, hey, is everything okay? Are you good? Do you need anything? That'll be your first reaction if you're a good friend. But if you're a person more self-absorbed and self-centered, you think everything a person is doing is about you. And that's just not the case. Everything that happens in the world is not about you. So when you have a person that's doing that, that's probably like a self-absorbed person. So those are the things, that's all that I had to share about as far as things to look out for. Basically, guys, you want to always trust your intuition, your God-given intuition, your discernment. If things don't feel right, I always say, and I'm not saying just a superstitious person, but if things don't feel right to you and things are feeling off, and then you need to listen to that gut feeling, especially in close relationships. Okay? God gave us that discernment. He gave us that feeling. And a lot of us that are not in tune, especially with our spiritual side, we just don't pay attention to it. We're searching for facts and we're searching for things that are tangible. But a lot of times, a lot of things in your life that is happening could be avoided if you just examine yourself, examine your life, pay attention, listen to your body, listen to how you feel. So, okay, guys, so I hope that helps someone. Please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.